Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarini Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Te Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anantakoti Vaishnava ki jai, Namacharya Das Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. I welcome everyone to today's class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I have posted the attendance link in the chat box. Chapter 16, Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga, or the divine and demoniac nature. All glories to Shri Shri Radha Govinda. Let's take the blessings. So chapter 15 sections. So chapter 16 basically Krishna explains about the material world, right? So how how the material world is compared to, it is nothing but a reflection of spiritual world, and it is compared to a banyan tree, upside down banyan tree. That means that is material world is a upside down banyan tree. So where can we see this real tree? Real tree is the spiritual world. And how is it, what is it differentiating on, or what is it? The one which is separating the spiritual world from the material, separating us from the spiritual world is the desire. No? The desire, we can see that river of desire, just there, which is making a difference between the spiritual world and the material world. So based on our desires, we saw like how we can get into, if we have the gunas, the three mode of nature. Based on the gunas, we can, we are like entangled in the material world. We'll be keep jumping from one branch to another branch. So sometimes doing pious deeds can take us to a higher planet, making and engaging in the sinful acts will bring us down. So in that way, we see like how the transmigrations happen under the direction of the Lord, right? And how a person, after getting certain kind of senses, mind, right? The mind is the one which is responsible for taking all the conceptions that we have in a particular life, and the same thing is carried to the next life. And and then Krishna establishes his position as a everything, right? He is the maintainer of the cosmic nature and our material body, right? And and also the subtle body. So how like from him we get the remembrance, the forgetfulness, and intelligence, everything. Krishna explains there. And then we saw that so the essence of Veda, right? The essence of Veda is to understand the Lord. So the 3 shloka, Bhagavad Gita summarizing the Vedas and the Vedanta kind of living entities. So today's chapter mainly is, so yesterday in the chapter 15, we understand about the material world, but then what is the fruits of the tree? No, we saw that it's compared to banyan tree. So the fruits is the chapter 16. So if we develop the demoniac, if a person develop a devi, that is a divine quality, he can go up in the branch, in the banyan tree. And if we develop the demonic quality, then we go down in that tree. So there are 3 sections, 16.1 to 6. Krishna explains about the transcendental and demonic qualities. So 1 to 3, he explains in detail about the divine qualities. 26 divine qualities have been explained in this chapter. And in the chapter, section B, we see 16.7 to 20, the demonic nature. And in the C section, the choice escaping to supreme destination. So Krishna, here we understand what are the qualities which would be help us in liberation, and what are that qualities which will make us bind here only in the material world, like which is the cause of bondage to be in material world. So let's see here. So chapter 15 describes the banyan tree of the material world. The material, okay, this way there. The modes of material nature nourish both the, so the like, just like water. So what is the water for this banyan tree? It is the 3 mode of material nature. So here you can see the desire. No? The topmost is the Brahma's planet. So the mode of material nature nourish both the upper auspicious divine branches of the tree and lower demonic branches. So here we can see the pious will take one up. So by cultivating the knowledge, but then engaging in sinful act, or too much of sense gratification can bring us down to lower species. Extra roots of banyan tree were also compared to activities of living entities, some auspicious and some inauspicious. So chapter 16 explains the divine qualities that elevate one on the tree and leads ultimately to liberation. Chapter 16 also explains the demonic qualities and the mentality which drives one lower on the tree and ultimately to hell. Section A, transcendental and demonic. The Lord Krishna lists 26 characteristics of saintly people, qualities that elevate one on the banyan tree and ultimately lead to liberation. Because if we have to elevate aim for liberation, at least we have to establish in mode of goodness, right? So for that, we need to cultivate certain. What are those qualities? Here Krishna is explaining. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Danam Damascha Yagnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodaha Tyagas Shantirapaishunam Taya Bhuteshvalo Luptvam Madhavam Dhira Chapalam Tejakshamadrati Shaucham Adroho Natimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatosi Bharata.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So basically, we all think that we are really very good. So then we have to see, as per Bhagavad Gita, what is really good, or what are those divine qualities? Do we really possess it? So we will see in detail what Prabhupada explains. And here it is said, after giving all the 26 qualities, the Lord Krishna says that, O son of Bharata, belong to, godly Abhijatosi, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with nature. Where is that? He said, because you're born with that, na? Okay, that is next sloka, I think. Yeah. So we'll see one by one. So basically, these qualities in 26, some will, it has been divided based on the Varna and Ashramas, 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas, right? 4 Varnas are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. And 4 Ashramas are Brahmachari, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. So for everyone, few are for everyone, but few are particularly for the particular ashrama, though it is for all, but then specifically for particular ashrama. So if we say this fearlessness, abhayam, so this is basically for a sannyasi, because he is completely dependent. He has renounced everything. He don't have anything material. He don't have attraction towards anything material. He has given up everything, right? He has renounced. So in that renounced order of life, so only his support is the Supreme Lord. So, because he has to go through the forest and do meditation and all that. So for that, he has to be really fearless. So if he's afraid, then it is not, he cannot be a sannyasi, right? So it is said, like if there is a drowning man, a person is drowning, he cannot help somebody else. So he has to be brave. So sannyasi means who is the one who is going to preach others. So obviously he has to be brave, and he has to be like complete dependent, that he must be convinced that Krishna is the supreme protector. That is, the Paramatma will give protection to the surrendered soul. So, and next is the purification of one's existence. So this is also for a sannyasi. So there are certain rules and regulations which has been given in our shastras for how a sannyasi has to, or the sannyasi or anyone who is in the renounced order of life, right? Who have taken seriously, right? There are who give up everything on the material platform and take into the devotional service of the Lord. So those people, there are certain rules and regulations. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict, and Prabhupada says that he was nowhere. The female devotees were not allowed to come near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. Means that is because that was the etiquette for a sannyasi. And there's an example which Prabhupada gives here, that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu punished Chota Haridas. So Chota Haridas was his disciple, and he was actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very fond of hearing to his kirtan. But once, he goes for a, because they live on charity, right? The Brahmanas or the sannyasis means they have to go and beg for the food and eat. So that time he was glancing at lustily towards a woman. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, since is when he comes to know that this is what happened, so immediately he rejects him from his association. He abandons him. So, and Chota Haridas felt very bad, and he was, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't even forgive him for that. So he was so strict, and almost 1 year he waited, like maybe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would forgive him, and he used to, from very far, he used to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities and all that. And many people came and said that he has repented a lot, so maybe now you can forgive. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was very strict. He said, no, I will never forgive him. And then later that person committed suicide also. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come to know that he has done that, he said that, yes, he deserves that, right? He deserves it. So that means he is so strict. One who has taken in a renounced order of life, they have to be very strict with themselves, right? So the Prabhupada says the free mixing of them with the women is not supported. So they're not allowed to meet any women in a secluded place like that. So that is the purification of one's existence. And next is the cultivation of knowledge. So this is also for, again, sannyasa ashrama, because they are engaged in mostly in learning, right? So knowing about the Lord by devotional service. Or like there are two types of transcendentalists, right? One is the Mayavadis and the other one is the Bhaktas. So Mayavadis, usually they are engaged only in the cultivation of knowledge, speculative knowledge, and but then they don't directly involve in the devotional service of the Lord. But then the devotees directly engage, right? So in the service of the Lord, and they through that they also get they do study swadhyaya, and also Krishna gives them the knowledge when they're engaged in the devotional service. So it is said whenever this sannyasi, he goes to house, right, for begging. So that is also said to be a humility, because he does not actually depend on the food. It's not for food he goes, but basically to give the knowledge. Because in material life, people are mostly engrossed in material world. They don't, very less they have exposure for self-realization. So they go house to house and they give the knowledge. So earlier days, it used to be like that. So when Shukadev Goswami, it is said in Bhagavatam, when he went for Madhukari, that is to beg the food, right? So that time he would not stand in front of a house for more than a time it took for milking a cow, it is said. Like only so much time, for certain minutes only he will stand. So by that time, if they come, if they're fortunate, then he would give the knowledge. Otherwise, he would go to next door. So it is like that. So the charity. So charity is for the next three, actually, basically is for the Gruhastas. Yeah. So the charity. Charity, it comes in chapter 17 that the charity is also in the three modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So actually the charity, we need to have the proper benefit of the charity, then it has to be given to a right person, place, and time. Only then it is called as charity in mode of goodness. So, example has been set by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada by how he allocated his income to the 50% he spent for, he kept whatever money he got, because he got a boat full of gold coins, it is said. That is, to 500 years back, it had so much value. So he gave it for Krishna conscious work. And the remaining 25% he kept for his relatives. And then a balance 25% he kept for himself. And yeah, so next is self-control. So self-control is again for everyone, but especially for grihasthas, it is said here. So basically, one should not be marrying for satisfying one's lust or senses. So here Prabhupada says that the sex life is not like, it has some restrictions. Krishna says in chapter 10, no? Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. So which is not outside of religious path. So that is allowed, Krishna says that, but then one has to, one can have, and it is said like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he said, I can have 100 children, no problem. But then what is the guarantee? I mean, I can marry and I can have 100 children, but what is the guarantee that I can bring everyone to Krishna consciousness or God consciousness? So I don't want to get married. So he remained Naishtika Brahmachari all his life, right? He didn't get married. So if we have children, so it becomes responsibility that bring them up also as a devotees. You know, Bhagavatam also states that it's a responsibility. I mean, don't become father, don't become king, and don't give. I mean, there are so many devatas, even the demigods. One should not become a demigod, a father, a mother. It says that if you are not able to liberate your dependents, then one should not take that responsibility. It is said in Shastras. So even before getting a child, there is something called Garbhadana Samskara in the Shastras, which is done. But now it is not, nobody is aware of it. But what they will do, like because the consciousness of the parents before begetting a child, it has to be pure. So for that, because to purify that, they'll be doing more austerity, chanting, and these things before begetting a child, so that a child is also. Prabhupada says that Prabhupada has given, like, for whoever devotees, if they want to have a child, so they have to chant every day 50 rounds, right? And then he says that he can have a child like a Prahlad Maharaj, such a devotee. And we see in chapter 6, no, how based on the, I mean, how the Purva Abhyasena Tena Eva Hiryate Hevashokisha. Like because of previous birth, the child gets certain kind of family. No? So if a parents are so much devotees, then they will be getting a child who has done austerity in the previous life, and certainly Krishna is placing in certain kind of condition everyone. So this Garbhadana Samskara was there earlier, and yeah, this is still, if one need to have children, that has to be followed, it is said. And then sacrifice. So this is again for grihasthas, because this will be the sacrifice, doing of sacrifice is, I mean, very expensive one, and this cannot be done by the other three. So that is why it is the grihasthas especially have to maintain the other three classes, right? Other three ashramas. And for Kali Yuga, it is said that Sankirtan is the best one, which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti Eva Nasti Gatir Anyata. So There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. It said 3 times. Means really it's important, right? So other than chanting of the holy name. So, and then Vedic study and Swadhyaya. So this is actually for a brahmachari. So how is this earlier? How they did was, so when a child is attains, 5 years, say until 5 years, it will be in a household atmosphere with parents. So after 5, he'll be put into Gurukul. And there the spiritual master will decide based on the qualities the child has, seeing his strengths. So based on that, he'll be a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The spiritual master will decide, no? Because we know that it is not based on the birth that the caste system was made by the Lord. So like that, when in a brahmachari student, he has to be he has to live a life of celibacy, no? And engagement of mind in Vedic studies. So basically not there should not be any much free mixing with women here also for them. So they have to and Prabhupada says if one is a very good brahmachari, he can also be a good grihastha, right? So like 5 years they come, and 5 to 25 years there'll be a brahmachari life. So after 25, it depends on him whether he want to take grihastha life. He's free to take it. So and then after 25 to 50 years will be a grihastha life, and 50 years he would take the person will take a sannyasa. So one who is a good brahmachari is also only he can be a good grihastha also, because grihastha is different and gruhamedi is different. Anyone knows what is the difference between grihastha and gruhamedi? So what is difference between grihastha and gruhamedi? In simple words. Can post in chat also. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I know what grihastha is, but I don't know the other one.
Okay.
Grihastha is like a householder.
Yeah.
Who has material duties like wife, children, and everyone. Yeah.
Okay. So gruhastha means what? Both are. Gruhastha and gruhamedi both are in a married life. Yeah. So what is the difference? Household life. Okay. What is the difference? Medi and gruhastha. Okay. One difference is that. So if we are engaged in our own sense gratification, then that is not gruhastha. It's called gruhamedi. Gruhamedi means one who is very much attached to one's own family and he is only engaged in satisfying his senses. No, but then Gruhastha means who is involved in. Center is Krishna there. They're doing all activity, but then for the pleasure of the Lord. So all the people in the family. So that is like a Gruhastha and Gruhamedi. So Srimad Bhagavatam also says that. What is a Gruhamedi and Grihastha? No? Nidraya riyate naktam vayavena chava vayaha divacharte haya rajan kutumba bharanena va. So basically Gruhamedi means there it is explained. So during the night they spend their time in sleep and sex. And during the day, they are engaged in economic development, that is earning money. Only these two things are there. So so these two things means it is a gruhamedi, not gruhastha. So next loka where it says, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shotavya Kriti Tavyascha Smartavyascha. missing one line. So basically it said that is hence one has to worship the Bhagwan Ishvara Hari, that is the Supreme Lord Hari. And one should not make one's goal of life is a sense gratification, right? So next, austerity. Austerity is for all, especially for Vanaprastha. So basically we know the difference between a human life and an animal life, because human beings are being given an intelligence more than compared to the animals, and it has a purpose, no? So that is why we are supposed to do tapasya. It is said, so austerity is for everyone, and Prabhupada says after age of 50 one has to retire. I mean, yeah. So one has to retire and hand it over to the responsibilities to their children, and they have to engage in the devotional service or the self-realization, because they have to prepare themselves for next life, right? So austerity can be of body, mind, and tongue. So this we will see in the next chapter. So show bottle spiritualist who says that there is no need of austerity in life and can go on speculating such philosophy attracts many followers. So this is not recommended in Shastras. So the people may say that because most of the spiritual organization, they don't want to give the rules. Now Prabhupada has given the 4 regulative principles, but not everybody gives so boldly, because they are afraid of losing the disciples. And but in Vaishnava culture, it is not so. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam mam jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatat bhakti rahita." So he says, life after life, I want to be a devotee. I don't want to have many followers, not a woman. So basically, the show bottle spiritualist means, so they don't imply much on these things. So that is why we see in many other spiritual organizations, people come and do like a weekend, they may come like a change, some spiritual spirituality they want to do, and the whole week they want to engage and enjoy in materialistic things. So that is not actually recommended. So this austerity is for everyone. So simplicity, to be simple in one's dealing with others, be simple and straightforward. Non-violence. So non-violence means so not checking progressive life of any living entity. So if I mean, every living entity goes through the evolutionary stage, right? So after I mean, if it starts with the water body, the first will be the aquatics. So from the aquatics, and then they become the 4-legged animal, and then 2-legged, and then human. That is the 2-legged means human beings. So slowly they elevate. So if we kill someone for our pleasure, if we kill the animal, then what happens? If a hen is, it's spiritual growth we are checking, that means. So again, it has to come, I mean, it has to complete its term. So it has to again come in the same body. So we are giving, it is nothing but we are checking its spiritual growth, progress. So one should not do that. And truthfulness. So not to distort the truth for one's own personal interest. So especially the Vedic instructions, because we see that there are many Bhagavad Gitas which it has the interpretations of the author, not as it is, which is said by the Lord. So one has to that is why it is important that we understand it from a proper guru, bona fide acharya, and who is coming from the disciplic succession, right? Freedom from anger. So now from 12 to 20, this is for everyone, right? So freedom from anger. And here Prabhupada gives that Because this is also the anger, lust, and greed are said to be three gate, to the hell, no? So we'll see that today. So basically, this is an enemy for one who want to advance in spiritual life. If we don't give up anger, then we can't proceed further. So one should be freedom from anger. And even if somebody is provocating also, we need to be tolerant, it is said. So tolerant, Trunadapi Sunichena Tarurapi Sahishnuna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. So one has to be as tolerant as tree and as humble as grass. So anger pollutes the whole body. Anger is product of passion and lust. Dhyayato Bishayan Pumsa Sangasto Upajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kama Krodho Bijayate. Right? Krodha. Kamat Krodha. When there is a lust, it leads to anger and greed. So here, that is why it is a product of passion and lust. It's given. So renunciation. Renunciation, we have two kind of renunciation, right? One is Falgu renunciation, Tyaga, and one is Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya. So Yukta Vairagya means using everything in service of God, not seeing anything to be material. But then Falgu means rejecting everything. So here it is like one has to use, the devotees means they use everything in the Krishna service. So they don't reject anything. Like if somebody was gifting, a temple or a land to for Krishna's service, then why to reject it? Right? Prabhupada would take it. So that is Yukta Vairagya, but it's not for any sense gratification. It is because to give the, it is helping so many other people whoever comes to temple, right? They also do, it's a place where the divine knowledge is being given, right? So the tranquility, so unaffected by disturbing emotions, peaceful, equipoised. So aversion to fault finding. So for this, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada says that when we are trying to find fault in others, so when we point, right, we point like this. So basically we should see that three fingers are actually pointing towards me. Only one is pointing. So always when there is a fault finding, try to see in yours, not in others. Only then it will help us to see our faults. Otherwise, usually we'll be always, if nobody is ready to, in general, nobody wants to accept mistake. If somebody is pointing out also, people will become defensive only, right? So nobody wants to accept, but that will not help us grow. So compassion for all living entities, gives spiritual knowledge, prasadam, books on holy name. So this is called real compassion. So one compassion is on just thinking, feeling, willing level. Like most of the people, like on the feeling level, they want some compassion, but that is not real compassion. Is what acharyas have. May not be that they are able to, like materially, if somebody is in pain on the bodily platform, they don't actually interested in the whatever the pain and pleasure which is coming because of interaction with the modes, that is on the perception of senses and mind, right? So the real compassion means giving the spiritual knowledge to everyone. So that is real compassion. So it can be done by giving either books. We can instead of giving something in the gift, like gifts, we can actually give Bhagavad Gita books or Bhagavatam, right? Or we can give them the holy name of the Lord, teach someone to chant, right? That could be done. That is a real compassion actually. That is for the highest benefit of the living entity. So freedom of covetousness, greedy, charity, and renunciation. So free from all of this. And gentleness, friendliness to all living entities, modesty, do not perform abominable action and be very modest. So abominable action means not breaking the 4 regulative principles and not engaging in killing of animals. So steady determination. So one has to be very determined in spiritual practice. One should not give up. Even there is a difficulty in the path. So vigor, it is for Kshatriyas. So able to give protection to those who need it. Not post non-violent, but use violence when needed. So basically, for Kshatriyas, so this actually Bhagavad Gita does not say that there should not be any violence. Actually, Mahatma Gandhi said that the Bhagavad Gita is about non-violence. The Prabhupada does not accept it. He denies it because the first chapter itself, Arjuna, and the second chapter, Krishna says that he has to kill everyone. He has to, right? So violence is required for a Kshatriya. It is for one in administration. This has to be so to protect. I mean, even Krishna himself comes, to annihilate the miscreants. So this is required for one who is in administration. But then when somebody is surrendered, they have to also have the quality of forgiveness. Yeah. So forgiveness, forgive minor offenses of others when we make mistake, we immediately, we have done so many mistakes, right? It could be in the previous life and in this life also we keep doing, but then we easily forgive it. But when somebody else does, it takes, very hard to forgive. We are not very easily we are able to forgive them. So, but then when one is able to curb down his enemies, he may under certain conditions show forgiveness. So this is basically when the Kali, he entered, he wanted to enter the kingdom. Parikshit Maharaj was when he was the king, right? So he was actually harming a cow. And by seeing that, he took out his sword to kill. So because they have to protect the Kshatriya or a king means not just a human beings, but all the living entities he has to protect whoever is under his kingdom. So then he immediately falls at his feet because he come to know that his life is in danger, and then Kali falls at his feet. So immediately then he has to forgive. So forgiveness and fortitude for everyone. And also for us also, if we don't forgive, then what will happen? The hatred will develop. No, if you are not able to forgive someone for whatever reason, then there would be a hatredness. So it is better to forgive. Maybe you cannot, you can take the lesson and you can learn, but then we should not keep any hatredness for anyone. That is not good for you only. It is like it said, it's like the burning charcoal you're keeping in your hand to throw at others, but actually it is burning you first. So it's better to forgive. Fortitude, mental and emotional strength when facing difficult situations, right? One has to be really very strong to face the different kind of situations in life. So cleanliness, internal and external. So internally, one has to keep their mind and heart clean. When a person is not engaged, he's leading a very pure life, so he will have a clean heart and clean mind. And externally, also, one has to maintain his body clean. So no black market so this is basically the cleanliness is for Vaishyas because they are into trading, businessmen. So they'll see a lot of money, right? So they should not deal in black market or underhand dealing, it is said. So the cleanliness, this is for Vaishyas. Freedom from envy. Not resentful of another person, right? Freedom from the passion for honor. Nati manita. So this is for everyone. No one should, for everyone, especially for Shudras, it is given here. So must respect, we have to respect everyone, but shouldn't expect that from others. That is, expecting respect is called as the being expecting for honor, that is pride. I mean, that is a false ego, which is making us so much of expecting so much honor. So one should not be puffed up with unnecessary prestige and honor, but remain in one's status. So these are the all divine qualities which will, which is, which will help us for developing the, going up in the branch, right, to the heavenly planet or the Goloka. Okay, so now this is demonic quality. Dambo dharpo bhimanascha krodaf parushya evacha agnanam cha vijatasya partama sampadamasurim.
Arrogance, pride, anger, conceit, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demonic nature, O son of Kruta. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So even in chapter 13, Krishna, in the 13.8 to 12, there also amanitvam adambitvam. So what are the qualities? I mean, real knowledge when it comes, where Krishna explains that amanitvam adambitvam means one should not be very pride. One should not be expecting honor. No? Same thing. So, but then these are demonic qualities. So when there is how does this, the main cause is when a person is not having any belief in the Shastras nor in God, right? So these things automatically come because he thinks that he is responsible. He is the, everything is because of him. Whatever he's earned in life, it's all because of him and there is no other cause. That's what, which brings them, which make them very arrogant and pride. So, and Prabhupada says that process of devotional service can help one to change the attention from the self to Krishna. No? So basically, if too much of excessive pride, what will happen? The person will not be empathetic towards others and always craving for some admiration. Always, they have to worship me. Right? That kind of attitude will be there. So attention seekers mostly. So this is all of demonic nature. Yeah, someone can read. Anyone wants
What is
to
the
read?
meaning of?
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Please.
What is the meaning of the phrase "the royal road to hell"? Refers to demonic qualities, not following the principles, making a show of advancement in religion and spirituality, always arrogant and proud of possessing some type of education or much wealth, desirous of being worshipped by others, demanding respect, not commanding it, angry over frivolous matters, speaking harshly, lack of discretion between things to be done and avoided, behaving whimsically, not recognizing any authority. Demonics are born with these inauspicious qualities manifested as they grow. Such behavior paves their road straight to the hellish worlds.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Mata.
Hare Krishna. So, Prabhupada says here, this is analogy like a phrase Prabhupada gives, royal road to hell. No? If one develops such kind of attitude, so obviously his destination would be hell, because this we see in further towards the end where Krishna explains what will be the destination of developing such qualities. Where will one grow? So these demonic qualities also, we see that just like how for Arjuna, Krishna will say that you are born with the divine qualities. So people are born with these qualities also, which is coming from their past lives. So how does, when they grow, it manifests? Then we see, no? When a child is growing, how do we, some samskaras are already there, which may not be like prevailing in the home, like nobody has, but then child is coming with some samskaras. So these all come in from the previous lives, right? So the anger over frivolous matters, speaking harshly, and we see that. So this is the reason the Garbhadhana Samskara is also so important, to have a children who is God consciousness. दैवी संपद विमोक्षाया निबंधाया सुरीमता माशुचा संपदम दैवीम अभिजातोसि पांडव.
The transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demonic qualities make for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities.
Yeah. So Arjuna, Krishna is assuring Arjuna that because Arjuna was feeling that he wanted to kill, right? If we kill, I may go to hell, and all that he was giving reason in the first chapter that he don't want to fight. So Krishna is assuring him that don't worry, you are born with the divine qualities. So this is also like many may think why Arjuna was chosen, because this is also reason. Yeah, Bhaktosi me Sakha Cheti. He says that you are my dear friend and devotee. And devotee means by default, they will develop all the divine qualities. No? So because you are associating with something supreme, obviously we also get some of the qualities, because all those qualities are present in the Lord himself. No? So this developing of divine qualities of the 26 which Krishna explained in the 1 to 3 shlokas, it is conducive to liberation. But then demonic qualities more make for bondage, because the person will be making so many plans for sense gratification, and he is get entangled in this material world, and there's no hope for liberation for such people. Yeah, and why Arjuna is not demonic? Because before fighting, I mean, he considered the pros and cons of the war, right? So demonic means they take immediate action without thinking what would be the consequences. But that was not. And also it is said for a Kshatriya, it is actually if he has to fight, then only it is, if he does not fight, then it is demonic, it has been given. Because they have only, I mean, Krishna also says, Hatva, I mean, if you kill them, you will get the, I mean, if you win, there's no loss. Even if you win, you get the whole kingdom to rule. And if you die also, you will go to heaven, right? So, yeah. So now Krishna explained about 2 kinds of entities in the material world. द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च दैवो विस्तरशः प्रोक्तः आसुरं पार्थ मे शृणु.
O son of Pruta, in this world there are 2 kinds of created beings. One is called the divine and the other demonic. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demonic. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Now Krishna will explain about the demonic. So all this, because Diti and Aditi, from Diti were born the Devatas, Aditi, and from Diti were the demons. So, and we have a reason of how Hiranyakashipu was born, why he became demon, because also it is said, so that is why it is said, like everything has a time and place, everything. So he was born in an improper time where her husband warned her, but then she had become very lusty, the mother of Hiranyakashipu, right? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So because of that, the demons were born. So improper time of sex also will lead, and if they beget the children, they are going to be demoniac. Because in the evening time, it is said Krishna, Lord Shiva is called as Ashutosh and is very merciful. So all these ghosts and the Rakshasas, those entities, those souls will be with him. They will be asking for him to liberate them. So he will give them some womb, right, of a mother. He will send them there. It is said after some odd time in the evening or like that. So that was the time when she got conceived, Diti. The summary B 16.7 to 20. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasuraha na shaucham napi chacharaha na satyam teshu vidyate.
Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So basically, there is no discrimination for them. What they don't know actually what is right and what is wrong. So they do whichever is not given in Shastras. They think that to be right. And so basically we see here in the picture also. So this looks very attractive. When even the advertisements, when they give, very nicely dressed, like they all look like a gentleman and they're taking all this. So it is for attracting the people in general. But then people don't understand all these demonic qualities. It can develop only with, they'll initially tell nothing would happen, just taste a little bit, no? And then you never know when you become addicted to it. Just like example of a frog. The frog, when it is put in a boiling water, it will immediately jump. But then if you put that frog in cold water and then keep that bowl to boil, the vessel to boil, so it will get adjusted to it and finally it will die in that. It will never know that it is in a danger or anything. So this is what actually happens when we are in a bad association. We never know that it is ruining our life. So they never know the consequence of what they're doing. So, and Prabhupada gives in purport that this is Manu Samhita had been given by Manu to like how one has to live. There are so many rules and regulations where it was given. One rule is that women shouldn't be given freedom. So that does not mean, so people don't understand the real thing, why it is mentioned, because women are like children, Prabhupada says, because they need protection, because otherwise the people can misuse. So that is the reason some conditions have been put, but modern society don't want to accept it. So so they don't want, this is the reason of so many problems we see in the society also. It is because of that, because people don't want to follow the as per the scriptures. So it's not following scriptural injunction, no faith in scripture. So they don't have any faith in scripture. So internal cleanliness and external cleanliness, rules and regulations guiding human behavior as per Manusmriti. Okay. Women is supposed to be protected at every stage of life. When she is small, father will give her protection. In her youth, husband will give. And when she's old, the son will give, right? So, okay. Characteristic of Asatyam apratishtam te jagadahuranishwaram aparaswara sambhutam kimanyat kama haitukam.
They say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada uses one word called phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria means actually it's like when we have a dream, something is happening which at that time in the dream we feel it's all so true. Huh? But then when you wake up in the morning, you understand that okay, whatever I saw was not true. It was all false. So they think this to be like that. So this material world to be like false. It's not real. They think in that way. And they think that there's no God behind the creation. So it is only because of the lust. It's man and women coming in together. And then because of the sex, this is produced. And even the body, they don't know that there is a soul. They think it is just a material. With the death, everything will get over. So when they don't accept the authority of a God or scriptures, so what happens? So they think themselves to be, knower of everything, right? So it's just like when the cat is away, the rat plays. There's a saying, right? So similarly, same thing happened. So they think that there is no God. So they think whatever I can do, no one is there to stop me. And then they engage in all the sinful activities, right? So and another example is when there is a child at home and if there are no children, parents or the elders, so then the child is very mischievous because no one can catch hold. But then if a child knows, a devotee is very much aware that Krishna is there as Paramatma in the heart and everywhere. So somebody is watching me all the time. So I will be very much more conscious on my actions. Otherwise, I do whatever I want, right? So, yeah. And Krishna has said, right? Maya adhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam etunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. Actually, this material world is moving as per my direction. No? But then they don't believe all this. They don't have faith in the scriptures. So that is this is a demonic nature. No? Proud atheist. They're very much proud of their whatever achievement they do. They think themselves to be the reason for all their achievement. But in chapter 18, we will see that where Krishna says that there are 5 factors responsible for any action. One is the place of action, and the karta. Karta means the doer, and then there is different endeavor, and then there is different instruments like the senses, and then the God. Only when these are there, anything can be accomplished. But the atheistic mentality people, they think, okay, nothing is in hand of, they don't believe in God in control at all, right? They think they don't understand it is because of their some past karma, maybe some pious deed which they have done, they are actually getting all this. But that when that is over, obviously they will have to, suffer for their reactions. Can read this.
According to the demonics, the world is unreal like a dream, phantasmagoria, with no cause, no effect, no controller, and no purpose. The cosmic manifestation is due to chance of material actions and reactions. They never accept the world being created by God with a certain purpose. Do not believe the difference between spirit and matter and accept the Supreme Spirit. For them, everything is only matter and the entire cosmos a mass of ignorance. Everything being void, the existing manifestation is due to ignorance in our perception. They are in a dreamland, enjoying their dreams. Do not believe in the existence of a soul. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, and in this way, people like even scientists, no, they're very proud of their knowledge. They don't see scriptures and they make their own theories. And then we know that there are like a Big Bang theory, like just which says that the world came out of nothing. Just there was an explosion and the world created. So those are their beliefs, and Darwin's theory also, which says that we evolved from monkeys, but actually Shastra says that already 84 lakh species are there, but they don't want to refer the Shastras, but they make their own mental speculations. Yeah.
For them, material nature is the cause of this manifestation, and there is no other cause. Do not believe in the Lord's role. Do not believe in the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Maya Tyakshena Prakriti Svete Sacharacharam. Under my direction, the whole material world is moving. They have no perfect knowledge of the creation of the world, as they do not believe in a standard understanding of the scriptural injunctions. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. No God in control. It's all because of lust. एतां दृष्टिमवष्टभ्य नष्ट्यात्मनोऽल्पबुद्धयः प्रभवत्यर्युग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हिताः.
Following such conclusions, the demonoid, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world.
Yeah. So nicely, Krishna has understood what kind of people are there, and he knows very well. So how people become so demonic because their only aim is to enjoy and to harm others. So we see here, like the invention, and Prabhupada says the invention of the nuclear bomb or the atomic bomb, that is also demonic.
There is a movie by name Oppenheimer, which is about a person who has invented atom bomb, I believe. So this is almost the same.
Yeah. So the same thing, because they don't know what will be the consequence, because it is not going to do good for anyone. Why did they do that? Anytime it is going to harm only. So such inventions are very dangerous for the world. So in that and also somebody is doing the slaughterhouses also, right? The slaughterhouses, and also they engage in developing some softwares relating to that, so all these are maybe in the name of advancement, but actually it is all demonic activity for the sense gratification. And yeah, so something they invent for their sense gratification. So hence they are considered to be what is that? Who have no intelligence, abuddhayaha, here, alpa buddhayaha means no intelligence. So engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. So all this reason for this is godlessness, which is leading to such inventions. So what are the attitude, lost to themselves, illusioned, and have no intelligence. So this also is, if you see the 8 stages of fall down, when a person has, no, this comes like when a person get illusioned, when he's not able to make differentiation between right, wrong. So obviously there is a fall in intelligence, and when person falls down, we see that it all started from the lust. So illusion, no intelligence, because they think to be advancing but engaged in the work that is destructive. So it is called as Ugra Karma, the work which is painful, horrible, and destructive work. And even this terrorist, no? So what do? So all those activities are Ugra Karma, horrible acts. What is the time? So maybe we can
9:15,
continue
Mataji.
from tomorrow. Yeah, we can stop here. Is that fine?
Okay,
Yeah,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. I didn't see the time. Okay, we can continue from tomorrow. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hope
Krishna,
all of you have
Mataji.
marked the attendance.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnav ki jai. Namacharya Das Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Okay. Anyone has any questions or anything? Okay. Link. One second.
Who are Aryans?
Audience means who know the value of food. Prabhupada says I think in chapter 2. Non-Aryans, he says, no, don't behave like a non-Aryan. Krishna tells Arjuna. Yeah, that is like who don't know the value of human life. It's called non-Aryans. Anarya justam asvargam, and something he used anarya in word. Don't behave like anarya, because he says that I want to give up the war. I don't want to fight. There Krishna uses that word.
So whole of India was all Aryans earlier, Mataji. It's about a little not related
Yeah,
to
earlier
Bhagavad Gita.
actually it was in Aryans in the sense they were in the Varnashrama system, no? It was strictly followed in those times based on
Okay.
that is why Krishna had made. We have all kind of now also if we see like we cannot live if there are only Brahmanas also. It is required. All the kind of people are required in a society. So if everybody are Brahmanas, then who will do the other works? Who will do administration? So Krishna has planned in that way, like there are people who are inclined towards certain thing. So they want administration, or some people only want, they're interested in trading or business kind of work. And some are interested in Shudras means they only want to help others and they don't want to much take any responsibility. Yeah, they will only work under guidance, right? Yeah. So earlier, in the sense, because there was Varnashrama system, so everybody, it was like we can say that more or like they were following the Vedic system.
Okay, Mataji. So there were no Dravidians at the time. Is it like?
No,
It's all
that is
Aryans?
different, I think. No, that is different, I think, which is coming in Aryan civilization and Dravidian. That is different. And here, Aryan is, in Vedic term, Aryans is different. That is not the civilization which we have studied in books. I don't think so. That has any connection here. Yeah.
Okay.
It's based on color they did, right? Aryans and Dravidians. And the south
Mataji.
side, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah. South, it is
Aryans,
Dravidians, and north, they did.
See what I
These
what
are
I
all
see is-
recent one, na? So, but that one in Vedas, what is mentioned basically, that has a different meaning, Aryans.
Actually, Aryans are the people they invaded northern India. Most of them are Indo-European,
Yeah. So
Indo-Iranian.
this Aryans is different. What is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything from today's chapter?
Little about Manu Samhita, anything? Can you add up, Mataji?
Manu Samhita, I don't know much, Prabhu. Basically, it is said, it is given by Manu, right?
Yeah.
It mentions like how to live in this material world, basically, the rules and regulations. And one has to follow as per the Varnashrama Dharma. A Brahmana, how he should live life, or Kshatriya. For each ashramas, it has been given they have given like that. But yeah, I have not seen actually how is the Manu Samhita. But then we have Bhagavad Gita, which is having all the instructions. So if we are able to follow that also in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever Krishna has given, we are able to follow. I think that is more than enough. Because it's
Yes.
Krishna is Lord himself and he has spoken.
This Manu Samhita is even now it is followed in our courtrooms. Somewhat there's judges and they
Is it
follow.
so?
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay.
Law system. It is all about the law of the human race now. So
yeah, like in that,
now,
like it is even when an animal is killed also, they for
Yeah.
everything it has been given. How what will be the like actually there should be punishment. In those days, it is said they used to give punishment. It was for actually good for the person, because when he is killed, immediately that person will be put to hang. He would be hanged. So that is the punishment. If somebody kills animal unnecessarily, so then they would be hanged. So what will happen? He will at least get a next life would be good. But now what will happen? Nobody is following anything. The person may escape, but then next life will be horrible. He may go to a lower species of life like that. So
Yeah,
Manu Samhita means it was very strict.
there is one another Puran, Mataji, Garuda Puran, which about person doing all like what we have read now, demonic and
that is, I
divine.
think during when a person dies, that time they read, no? That one? Garuda
Yes,
Puran?
Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
In the
There were
Shraddha
all
time, I can remember.
there are a lot of punishments in that after.
Yeah, even in
killing them.
Bhagavatam, I think in 5th canto or something, it is explaining different kind of hells and punishments. I have not yet read that. I don't know. I need to come there, read that.
Can read, Mataji. It's a real good.
Yeah, you have read, is it?
Yeah, I've read a little. My grandmother, she told a little.
Okay.
I have never heard about Manu Samhita. So what it is actually, is there any book related to this in our ISKCON?
No.
Manu Samhita.
Prabhupada has not recommended.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, then we can close for today. Can chant 3 times. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, see, this is Purushottam Mass is going on now. No, I don't know if you all are aware of it, and please do. I mean, if possible, mornings you can join for the chanting, or you can do more chanting now in this month. It's very auspicious, and to engage more in spiritual practice. Like you're able to read every day the chapters 15, Purushottama Yoga. Why this name came? Like basically the Adhik Maas, it is said, and nobody does any auspicious thing in this month, no? So in Vedic time, it was said this would come only once in 2 or 3 years, right? 2 years. So that time, the Adhik Maas, I mean, he felt like offended that nobody respected. And then he goes to Vaikunta, and then Lord Vishnu takes him to Lord Krishna. So Krishna also out of mercy, and then he gave him benediction that just like how Krishna is celebrated as the Purushottama, and this mass also will be a special. And I mean, the more the person is engaged in spiritual activity, all his sinful reactions will be taken out, and he will have all opulence and other things was given. So that is why it become more important. I mean, the Purushottam Mass, and also can light the lamp to Radha Krishna, Radha Govind, right? And you can sing the Chaurashtakam. I think it is shared in all the groups. Please do sing at least once in a day, either morning or evening. You can sing that. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
One doubt, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
See this 6.7, Pravrittim cha Nivrittim. Is there any sloka by this? Is there any other sloka with the same words? Pravrittim cha Nivrittim.
Pravrittim, Nivrittim. No, I don't think so. Means Pravrittim, Nivrittim means what to be done, what not to be done. That one, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think similar. Pravritti, because see Sanskrit, you can't take one word like the same word will have different meanings. In different context, it may be used, but not the same meaning. It could be a different meaning for there. Pravritti means to Pravritti. I think in chapter 15 also there is some 15 also. I think there is one word Pravritti. Everything started from here or something like that. Krishna says, Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha. I think in the fifth one, 15.5, no? Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kamaha Dandvai Vimukte Sukha Dukkha Sangnaihi. No, not in that. Fourth one. 15.4.
Fourth one.
Just see the last line.
Second.
I think so. I don't know if that is the same word or different. I feel like reading that one. Because we are reading every day now.
Not able to scroll. Check it out.
And same here, I'm opening. Yeah, etaf pravritti prasuta purani, the last line. So here pravritti means different. The beginning. See? So that this meaning is giving only here. Pravritti nivritti.
Yeah, I got another shloka of the same. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye baya baya abaye bandham moksham chaya vitti buddhi sa papta satviki. This is 18.30. It's the same.
Okay.
Meaning pravrittim doing.
Yeah, because the 18th chapter is more of like summary only, na? Could be.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Here also pravritti, one more is there in 46 sloka also. Pravritti here means emanation. So yes, Prabhu, we have to just see in the context. Don't go by the word so much. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.